As it celebrates its 75th anniversary, the UN is beset by challenges: the coronavirus, climate change, faltering faith in multilateralism, and increasing competition between world powers, to name just a few.
We must do everything to avoid a new Cold War. We are moving in a very dangerous direction. Our world cannot afford a future where the two largest economies split the globe in a great fracture, each with its own trade and financial rules and internet and artificial intelligence capacities.
But critics say historically, the UN has been ineffective at tackling global problems. It's had many successes for sure, among them the eradication of smallpox and the delivery of life-saving aid to millions of people affected by countless conflicts and natural disasters. But it's also had failures. Peacekeeping missions in Rwanda, Bosnia and Somalia did little to prevent genocide or the creation of a failed state. And the wars in Iraq and Kosovo were fought with no Security Council approval. Among its most critical member states is the US. President Trump was scheduled to address the General Assembly in person, but in a perceived slight, the acting Deputy Ambassador took his place.
The United Nations has for too long been resistant to meaningful reform, too often lacking in transparency, and too vulnerable to the agenda of autocratic regimes and dictatorships.
Washington has been by far the UN's biggest funder since its foundation, but the Trump administration has pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement, abandoned the Iran deal, and left the Human Rights Council and the World Health Organization. A recurring theme in world leaders' pre-recorded messages to the 75th General Assembly was that of reform.
We cannot fight today's challenges with outdated structures. Without comprehensive reforms, the UN faces a crisis of confidence.
And it's the Security Council which comes under most scrutiny. It's composed of 15 states, 10 of which revolve, while 5 are permanent members and have a veto. But 4 countries in particular, Brazil, Germany, Japan, and India, are lobbying for permanent seats. Membership of the UN has increased nearly 400% since its foundation, and the relative power of nations has significantly shifted. But the Security Council structure has only changed once, when in 1965, non-permanent seats were increased from 6 to 10. Without reform, critics say the UN is in danger of losing legitimacy. But will the 5 veto powers allow this? And even if reformed, will the UN be able to improve its sometimes checkered track record? Adam Pletts, The Newsmakers.